I think most people are better off doing a couple inches lifted with the bar. You're not going to lose any benefit from a deadlift. Zombie need hug. Zombie need hug. Zombie need grammar. Papa Swole, I have issues with doing the whole range of motion on a deadlift. Yoga is helping out a lot, but in the meantime, are RDLs efficient enough for hip hinge movements? You have difficulty doing the whole range of motion on a deadlift. Well, RDLs won't necessarily help you get range of motion for a deadlift. What's your issue with the whole range of motion for a deadlift? Let's talk about the actual issue here. Follow up on that question. RDLs are great. RDLs are great, but what's your limiting? Is your back rounding too much? Like it's going to be ankle mobility. It's going to be hip mobility. It's going to be thoracic mobility. It's going to be your middle and lower traps. It's going to be a lot of stuff. So I'm wondering what's keeping you from your full range of motion. You could also do deadlifts from try a different bar. You could also do a hex bar. You could do deadlifts from blocks. You don't have to do it from the ground. I think a lot of people just do it from the ground because that's a standard. But I look at deadlifts as, I think deadlifts in many ways, unless you're competing, deadlifts most people don't understand why you would modify the starting position from a deadlift. I think a lot of people should be elevating the bar from the start. And it's very standardized for a reason, for competition. So the bar will always start at this height. Yeah, well, if your legs are longer, if you're a different height, it's going to make it a big difference. So I would definitely adjust the bar to make it a more advantageous position. I wouldn't go through a really high risk range of motion. I think most people are better off doing a couple inches lifted with the bar. You're not going to lose any benefit from a deadlift. It's important to modify. I modify in yoga all the time. I think there's this ego thing. Well, I don't want to do it off blocks. That's cheating. Get the fuck out of here. Most people just don't know how to modify, to customize things for their body. So they just copy what someone else does. So I think modifying deadlifts are the key to people really getting the results that they want, but most people don't. They just do it from the ground with bad form. They end up fucking up their back or not getting the glute activation, not getting the hip hinge, not getting the power that they could get. And they just put themselves more at risk because they're pulling from a less advantageous position and put a lot of stress on their back because they're not in that sweet spot when they do their pull.
That's a bed that you made. That's a bed that you made. That's a bed that you laid. What kind of game is you playing? We go hard in the paint, yeah. What the fuck is you saying? I only go where they pay. What kind of game is you playing? My shit is relevant, on topic, my melanin is popping. I'm taking skeletons on closets and making new deposits. I'm in my element, no ollies, you children popping.